Sakala Vaishnava Gosai Dayakora More Santetina Darikae Edina Pamae Shri Guru Charana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Paramatma Paoya More Karadanya Oma Sava Karuna Vine Iya Praptinaya Visheshe Agyoya Moi Kailo Nishaya Karuna Sagara Peta Balasa Moi Dari Antara Sakala Vaishnava Gosai Dayakora More Santetina Darikae Edina Pamae Edina Pamae Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Vaishnava Gosai Vaishnava Gosai Jaya Vaishnava Gelernt habe ich nicht, aber Glückssache.
Glückssache. this won't injure.
No, it's not about mother and father if they want a child. Unwanted means like something no one wants.
No one wants.
Yeah, no
because
one.
they just wanted to enjoy.
Because they're demonic nature.
They don't think about children, they think about...
No. Unwanted children means children who are of demonic nature.
Yeah.
No one wants their children to be demonic. Understand? This is not wanted. What is wanted is good children who give rise to society. That children that are demonic are not wanted by anyone. That is the meaning. Understand?
I understand, but it's naturally if society don't want someone, society create demon.
Yeah, it's just an expression. Not wanted means bad children. That is what it means. Unwanted population means demonic children. We don't want that.
Gauranga tumi more dayana chariyo.
Gauranga tumi
Gauranga tumi more dayana chariyo. Apana Korea Ranga Charan Rakeyo.
Apana Korea Ranga
Gauranga tumi more Tomara charana lage sabate agino. Sita charana paya charana laino. Gauranga tumi more dayana chariyo. Okure moi diro tiranjare. Rakhiya charane more apana rabore.
124. Navato Kovicha Tontaga Naka Tangantika Jagabayanahi Mwecha Mantava Madhava Madhava Dominante Atava kita padam Karamavi pake natagati puna puna Matirahutora Karasangye Matava 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 Dominante
sie es nicht.
Wahrscheinlich wolltest du das nicht sehen.
Ist es ein Taghanaya oder Kanaya?
363. 363.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura, Nittai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nittai Gopi Manande. Jai Shri Guru Nitai Gaura Sanatan Purita Girdhari Kande Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Radha Raman Bihari Radha Sama Sundaju Ki Jai Jai Nityanina Pavastam Sukaristotta Sita Shri Srimad Bhakti Vina Shri Narayan Vasanimat Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Gurudev Bhasata Karim Ki Jai Shri Gauriya Vaishnava Acharya Ki Jai Shri Rupananda Gopalaga Ki Jai Shri Sarva Sambhavu Ki Jai Hemsabho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Sri Navadvip Mayapuram Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopagopi Govardhan Radhasvanatmaka Sri Vatsamandala Ki Jai Syama Kunna Radha Kunna Managanga Tulsi Bhakti Dev Ki Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Kantarat Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Prihat Midanga Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavind Ki Jai Shri Gaura Premanande Hare Hare. Du kannst morgen Abend was über Sri-Ashram erzählen, okay?
Muss der was machen?
Du auch. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-salakaya Chakso-unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namah. Gurave Gurachandaya Ratikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktayo Namo Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Pema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guratishe Namah. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gourangi Radhe Pinnavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutti Devi Pranamami Haripe Bhaktya Vihina Aparadalaksai Ksiptasya Kamadi Tarangamate Kipamaita Charanang Papana Prende Namaste Charanarvindam Yang Pavatantamana Nupeta Kityang Dvaipayano Viharakadara Achuhava Putteti Tanmayataya Taravo Vinedus Tang Sarvabhutaridayang Muni Manatusmi Mancha Kalpatarubhyastam Kipasan Upa Evatam Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepyo Namo Namam. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, Chapter 4, text number 18. Kirata, Huna, Andra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sumbha, Yamana, Kasa, Adaya, Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Sumbha, Yavana, Kasadaya, Abhira, Sumbha, Yavana, Kasadaya, Ye, Anye, Cha, Papa, Yat, Apasraya, Asraya, Yenye Cha Papa, Yat Apasraya, Sraya, Yenye Cha Papa, Yat Apasraya, Sraya, Sutyanti, Tasmai, Brahma Vishnave, Namaha, Sutyanti Tasmai, Brahma Vishnave, Namaha, Sutyanti Tasmai, Brahma Vishnave, Namaha. Translation. I offer respects to the Lord of inconceivable power. The Kiratas, Hunas, Andras, Pulindas, Pulkashas, Abhiras, Shumbas, Yavanas, Kasas, and others of low birth, and those sinful by action, by taking shelter of the devotees who take shelter of the powerful Lord, become purified of their prarabdha karmas. Prarabdha karma means karma which has already fructified, just like birth in a certain kind of family and background. That is called prarabdha karma, already manifested, that karma. But even that can be changed by the influence of bhakti. Commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Even the condemned sinners, by just a trace of bhakti, become successful. And those who are very sinful person, addicted to all kinds of bad activities, killing animals, killing cows even, and drinking and doing all kinds of bad activities, they can become successful just by a trace of bhakti, means just by bhakti abhas already. Just a little glimpse of bhakti is enough to deliver them from all their sins. Those born in the tribes mentioned are considered sinful by birth. Others are sinful by actions. They all become purified. Again, some kinds of people, they just have a tradition of being sinful, like that. This is like this nowadays. If you say like that, you get in trouble. But like they have a tradition in Germany of what? Of tradition of sausages and beer, and so what is that? That is like in their nature, since always they are like very much inclined to this kind of sinful activities, which does not mean that every one of them is sinful. Everyone is according to his own action, but those who don't follow Varnashram system, they are not following the rules of Shastra. So they are sinful by definition, like that. Like this. And there are many kinds of groups of people that don't follow Vedic principles. For example, these people here in this part of the world. Before, there were like some tribes. They were living in the wild. They didn't follow any higher religious principles. And then the Romans came and civilized them, so to say. There are different kinds of life. First life is uncivilized, atheistic life. After that comes the stage of civilized atheistic life. There's a difference between civilization and not civilized, which is easy to understand. Civilized means they're having some laws in their country, and there are some institutions who regulate the life of the society. Uncivilized life means just the law of the strongest. Living in the forest, and if I'm stronger than anyone else, then I'm the boss here. That is called uncivilized life. They may also have some kind of religion, no harm. But they're not following any higher principles like that. Not any Vedic principles, at least. So then civilized life means they're following some etiquette. But they may be atheistic. They are also not considered inside of Varnashram, because they are following sinful lifestyle. Yeah. You may be civilized, but still sinful, like that. Sinful people. There are many examples of that. So, and after that comes the stage of religious moral life. Actually, first, moral life. Moral life means following the rules of Varnashram. Means not killing unnecessary other living entities, doing good for others, not keeping free from intoxication and these things. But it may be also atheistic life, moral life, but atheistic. Following Varnashram principles, but not believing in God. And after that comes religious civilized life, means followers of Varnashram Dharma. And after that comes the stage of sincere devotional life. Those who are really sincerely want to serve God. This comes after, and then more and more. But so all these stages, they can be found within one society, perhaps, but they are also found between different groups of people, like that. Like here in this country, this was my topic, before the Christians came from Rome. And their mission was to civilize these people and also give them a religion, to raise them, to elevate their consciousness. So they started preaching, Christianizing, and also civilizing people at large. So then this country here and Europe, they developed like that. And at that time, there were the rules there. Christianity also has rules. But how many following this strictly, this is another question. And as we see throughout the ages, that there always this addiction to meat eating, intoxication, gambling, like that, and prostitution. Very prominent, this kind of mentalities are there. So that means from lower birth. This kind of inclination for these things is there. That means low kind of birth. So that is not racism, that is just facts which you can see all over the world. Which does not mean that in a Varnashram society someone may not start drinking and prostituting and like that. This is also there. And it does also not mean that someone from this other outside of Varnashram, that they may not follow these Vedic principles. They may also follow Vedic principles. There are always exceptions, but we are not speaking of the exceptions here. We are speaking of a general. And before, you can see here before, some 100 years before, if anyone would be vegetarian here, he would get in big trouble. Like that. It was like, maybe not in big trouble, but he was ridiculed. That was not like accepted good quality by the most of the people of society. Like that. Okay. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, so some are born in tribes. Tribes means here uncivilized people. There were many before, many different groups of uncivilized people everywhere in the world. And gradually, they have all taken to civilization. Why is that? Because if any other culture comes, which are higher in consciousness, and they start associating with the lower types, then these lower types of people, they also elevate themselves. They also follow this superior culture, so to say. And that's why gradually, all over the world, people took to civilized life, like this. Following the Aryans means the followers of Varnashram, which were coming from India. And others are sinful by action, even though they may be from Varnashram culture, they still may be sinful by their activities. But everyone becomes purified by taking shelter of God. But that means taking shelter of the devotees. By taking shelter of devotees, actually. Simply by taking shelter of God, that will not work. By taking shelter of devotees, that will work. So that means that bhakti destroys prarabdha and aparabdha karma. karma which has not yet manifested will be destroyed, but even that karma which has already manifested will be destroyed. The lower birth is the cause for impurity for the persons mentioned. Like, for example, Jesus Christ. Jesus, he was not from India. He was not from Varnashram society. He came also from another part of the world. But by associating with devotees, he became pure devotee himself, and he delivered so many other fallen souls like that. Low birth is the cause of impurity for the persons mentioned. Why is it the cause of impurity? Because if you are born in a family where everyone eating meat and smoking and drinking, then naturally you are growing up in that environment and you develop similar qualities to your surroundings. This is just natural. So you become contaminated. And also you maybe be born in that family because of certain kind of consciousness. Because your consciousness at the time of death determines where you will take birth next. So if you take birth in such a family of sinful people, that means that you have a certain kind of consciousness. So the word Shudyanti means that they are purified. If they are purified, their bad birth must be destroyed. Yes, means even their prarabdha karma means already that birth which is already there. It also will become purified. When they are called by those names, it should be understood to be for practical purposes. It is not their spiritual designation, for it is forbidden to identify devotees by their birth. So like we say, German devotees or Russian devotees, like that. Devotees are neither German nor Russian or Indian. Yeah, they are all what? If they are devotees, they have no any bodily designations. There's no difference because they are devotees. You cannot say Shudra devotee or Brahman devotee or something like that, because Shudra is devotee is neither Shudra nor Brahman. He is not a body. Devotee is servant of God. So, but for practical persons, you may say German devotees, Indian devotees, Russian devotees, and but is there any difference between them? Can one say Indian devotees are better than German devotees? To say something like that is an offense, because devotee is devotee. If someone is really devotee, there is no difference. Then they are very dear to God. So to speak something like that is actually offensive mentality. Ache Vishnu Shiradhir Gurusu Naramatir Vaishnave Jata Buddhi. It is if someone seeing the deity form as a stone, if he sees the guru as an ordinary person, or if he sees a Vaishnava according to his birth, then he is of offensive mentality. Not only offensive, but naramatir, hellish mentality. No, sorry, this is naramatir means something else. But there's shloka also explaining that this is like hellish mentality. The rule is that though they have low birth, they should be taught bhakti. It will be said, Dure harikata kechit dure chayuta kirtana striya suttatayash chaiva te nukampya bhavatrisham. Persons devoid of devotee association and who cannot appreciate glorification of the Lord. Women and Shudras deserve your mercy. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada first describes these tribes which are mentioned here. Kirata. The Kirata was a province of old Greater India, mentioned in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata. Generally, the Kiratas are known as the aboriginal tribes of India, and in modern days, the Santal Parganas in Bihar and Chota Nagpur might comprise the old province named Kirata. Hunas, the area of East Germany and parts of Russia, is known as the province of the Hunas. Accordingly, sometimes a kind of hill tribe is known as the Hunas. Before, Eastern Germany was not like today, Eastern Germany. Before it was like Prussia, Prussia. Prussia, like until Russia, it extended like that. So die Preußen sind die Hunas. Before, like it is described, before these people, they would not wash ever. They would dress in leather, some leather cloth, and they would just pass. Yeah. This is like, anyhow, this is before. Nowadays, they're becoming civilized. That is, okay, so actually.
People in French also didn't take a shower. Because of that, they made this.
Yes. It is well known, even in the Middle Ages. The king of France, Ludwig, he built like a big palace, Versailles. But everyone was passing stool on the staircases there. So it was like a big toilet. But even nowadays in India also, you see many places. People are coming for parikrama, just sitting down on the road and passing stool there. And then the next. And this is just very, uncivilized behavior. Anyhow. Then the Andhras, Andhra Pradesh. This is a province in southern India, mentioned in the Bhishma Parva. Still it is now under the same name. The Andhras. They look much different. In India you can see also from their external appearance that they're coming from so much different backgrounds. Different kinds of people. And nowadays they are. Pulindas. This is mentioned in the Mahabharata, the inhabitants of the province of the name Pulinda. This is also a province in India. This country was conquered by Bhimasen and Sahadev. Actually the Greeks are known as Pulindas. And it is mentioned in the Vanaparva of Mahabharata that the non-Vedic race of this part of the world would rule over the world. So the Pulindas later with Alexander the Great, they conquered India like this. So they were called Pulindas, also outside of Varnashram. The Pulinda province was also one of the provinces of Bharat, and the inhabitants were classified amongst the Kshatriya kings. Means they were actually following Vedic culture at one point. Greeks, they followed some Vedic culture. They were very advanced, also in science, astrology, and everything. Actually, like the signs in the sky, the stars, they were defined by the Greeks, like 2,000 years back, like that. And that was very wonderful scientific that they named them at that time. They had very deep understanding of mathematics and astrology and astronomy also. Yeah. But later, they gave up their Brahminical culture. They were mentioned as mlecchas. Mleccha means those who deviate from Vedic principles, who eat meat. Basically, meat eaters, they are called mlecchas. Abhira. This name also appears in the Mahabharata, both in the Sabha and Bhishma Parva. It is mentioned that this province was situated on the river Saraswati in Sindh. The modern Sindh province formerly extended on the other side of the Arabian Sea, and all the inhabitants of that province were known as the Abhiras, so the Araber, sozusagen. They were under the domination of Maharaj Yudhishthira, and according to the statements of Markandeya, the mlecchas of this part of the world would also rule over Bharat. Later on, this proved to be true, as in the case of the Pulindas. Yes, after the Greek, then the Arabian, they conquered the Muslims. They conquered India like that. On behalf of the Pulindas, Alexander the Great conquered India, and on behalf of the Abhiras, Muhammad Ghori conquered India. These Abhiras were also formerly Kshatriyas within the Brahminical culture. At one point they were all following Vedic culture actually, Brahminical culture. But they gave up that connection, they also became foreign. Vedic following the Vedic culture means very high moral standard. Especially it means not doing these four sinful activities. Acting according to the rules and regulations of the Vedas. This means Vedic culture. So the Kshatriyas who were afraid of Parashuram and had hidden themselves in the Caucasian hilly regions later on became the Abhiras, and the place they inhabited was known as Abhiradesh, Caucasus area. At the time of Parashuram, so many Kshatriyas, they fled from India. They went to Greek, they went to Caucasus, they went to South America also. They even went up to Norway in that area. Caucasus, this is Kazakhstan, and what else is there? Uzbekistan, this kind of countries. Chechenian also Caucasus, also, I think so. Then, so the Shumbhas or Kankas, the inhabitants of the Kanka province of all Bharat, mentioned in Mahabharata. Yavan was one of the sons of Maharaj Yayati. He was given the part of the world known as Turkey. So the Turks are known as Yavanas. The Yavanas were therefore also Kshatriyas. Originally they were also Kshatriyas, Vedic culture. Egypt also, they had Vedic culture, so all these people. Later on they gave up Brahminical culture, they became Mlecchas and Yavanas. There's like Mleccha, Yavana and Chandala. This is actually not a group of people, this is some kind of consciousness. Below Vedic, the four Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Below that comes Mleccha, below that Yavana, below that Chandala. Lost kinds of human consciousness. They may have some religion, but their religion is like very fanatic and primitive and external. Chandalas normally they don't have any religion. They just they're very low class. they're eating everything. Chandala means who eats everything. And Yavanas, they may have some religion, but they're extremely fanatic. And Mlechas, they may appear to be very religious, but they're addicted to sinful activities like eating meat and like that. Description of the Yavanas are there in the Mahabharata. Another prince called Turvasu was also known as Yavan. They were also son of Yayati. They became fallen because of the curse of Maharaj Yayati. His country was conquered by Sahadev, one of the Pandavas. The western Yavan joined with Duryodhana in the battle of Kurukshetra under the pressure of Karna. Okay, the Turks also were fighting in Mahabharata, Duryodhana's side. They are very military. It is foretold that these Yavanas also would conquer India, and it also proved to be true. First, actually, Arabians, they went to India, then later on, more this from Turkey, these others, they came. Khazars. No, Khaza. I don't know if it comes from Kazakh, maybe. But the inhabitants of Khazadesh are mentioned. Kazakh, yeah. Kazakh comes, the word must come from that. No. The Kazakh, they came from Mongolia or this area before. Like that. This is something else. The inhabitants they are mentioned in Mahabharata. Those who have stunted growth of hair on the upper lip are generally called Khazars. Means they cannot grow a big mustache because their beard here on the upper lip is growing very sparely, very lightly, slightly. So therefore the Khazars are called the Mongolians, Chinese and others like that. So the above mentioned historical names are different nations of the world. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes in Chaitanya Shikshamritam that all parts of the world, they are not the same like that. They have different food, they have different influence of sun, they have different influence, different kind of water, different kinds of air, what they're breathing. So in this way, over the centuries and millenniums, differences between the people living there, they have developed like that. Like for those who are living very much in the north, like Eskimos. So what can they eat? They're living there, but what are they eating? They're eating only fish, like that. So accordingly, komm jetzt hier. So, das ist ja, kann man nicht mit anschauen. Der wackelt hier von einer Pobacke zur nächsten und fällt gleich um. So if you only eat fish generation after generation after generation, so what kind of nature you will develop? It is like naturally that differences develop in the nature and like that. So that is just like factual differences. And actually, from a material perspective, these differences, they have some significance. Because some mentalities, some natures, they go good together, some they don't go good together. Therefore, like it is like this intermixed marriages in Vedic culture, they are not very much recommended because there's so much difference and that most likely there will be a lot of problems and quarrels and in the married life and divorce and all these things will happen. It's like it is unnecessary creating of problems and difficulties like that. Which does not mean that one is racist or something, but just differences are there, and differences they have to be taken into consideration. Like if you are a gardener, you know some plants you can plant together, and some you better don't plant together. And if you want to plant some together, it does not work, because if you taking out one plant to harvest, then the others, they are also dying. And so it doesn't make sense to plant them together, which is just natural. Similarly, in human society, there are also lots of differences. Even among the castes, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Brahmana and Sudra, there are a lot of differences in consciousness, which is why intercaste marriages are not recommended like that. This is not racistic, this is like practical, realistic. Yeah. But spiritually spoken, we don't take in consideration. This is if Vaishnavas, they come together, they take prasad, they dance and sing, they do service. We don't have any considerations, or you are from this nation, you are from that race, you are from this caste. We don't consider these things, because someone who's following the path of bhakti, he is engaged in soul dharma, and which is one and the same for everyone, like that. Even those who are constantly engaged in sinful acts are all correctable to the standard of perfect human beings if they take shelter of the devotees of the Lord. Jesus Christ and Muhammad, here we go, two powerful devotees of the Lord, have done tremendous service on behalf of the Lord on the surface of the globe. Yes, they were preaching in these countries, delivering so many people. They're taking shelter of them and giving them shelter and helping them and elevating them and delivering them. And from the version of Srila Shukadev Goswami, it appears that instead of running a godless civilization in the present context of the world situation, if the leadership of world affairs is entrusted to the devotees of the Lord, for which a worldwide organization under the name and style of International Society for Krishna Consciousness has already been started, then by the grace of the Almighty Lord, there can be a thorough change of heart in human beings all over the world, because the devotees of the Lord are able authorities to effect such a change by purifying the dust-worn minds of the people in general. The politicians of the world may remain in their respective positions, because the pure devotees of the Lord are not interested in political leadership or diplomatic implications. The devotees are interested only in seeing that the people in general are not misguided by political propaganda, and in seeing that the valuable life of human being is not spoiled in following a type of civilization which is ultimately doomed. If the politicians therefore would be guided by the good counsel of the devotees, then certainly there would be a great change in the world situation by the purifying propaganda of the devotees, as shown by Lord Chaitanya. Yeah, that would be nice. As Sukadev began his prayer by discussing the word Yat Kirtanam, so also Lord Chaitanya recommended that simply by glorifying the Lord's holy name, a tremendous change of heart can take place, by which the complete misunderstanding between human nations created by politicians can at once be extinguished. Take all soldiers, Ukraine side, Russian side, and I have left them all kirtan together. Then no more war, finished. Why? Just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. crazy, huh? You could just sit together and chant and be happy. But no, they have to kill each other. So, after extinction of the fire of misunderstanding, other prophets will follow. Yes, by following bhakti, everything will become auspicious. The destination is to go back home, back to God, as we have several times discussed in these pages. Okay, purport goes on a little, but we will stop here. For tonight, this was a special topic today. Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bol. Vanchakalpadobhyasham Kripasantu Bhagavatam.
Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Samakti Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Vedanta Vamana Samakti Lila Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Vedanta Trivikam Samakti Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Prachankita Samakti Nitya Lila Vishnu Vishnu Pada Astana Tata Siti Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Paramahamsa Gora Kishadas Papi Maharaj Ki Jai Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Papi Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Gaudiya Acharya Shri Baladeva Bhusam Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Vishwanatha Kavati Thakur Ki Jai Shri Navatam Srinivasa Mananath Thai Ki Jai Krishna Das Kaviraj Swami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Chatka Swami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Swarup Damodara Ramanandani Shri Guru Prachapina Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Hemsika Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Advaita Maya Purasimanta Vikkurva Vikmaya Vikkura Vikmaya Vikkara Vikmaya Moda Doma Vikmura Vikatmaka Shri Navadvikta Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Govardhan Manatmaka Shri Rasmana Ki Jai Shri Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Yamuna Ganga Tulasi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shri Radhika Vishaka Chakravina Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra Shri Sudasa Shakra Ki Jai Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan Ki Jai Bhakta Pavachi Prahat Maharaj Ki Jai Shao Sampadaya Ki Jai Paramara Chaitanya Ki Jai Kainam Sankirtan Ki Jai Gata Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vinna Ki Jai Samagata Bhakta Vinna Ki Jai Go Premanandi
Kontakt mit der Zivilisation sind die wieder so zivilisiert geworden. Und zivilisierte, die haben sich